Hello, fellow Sudokans, and welcome to Zen and the Art of the Guardian Sudoku puzzle for Sunday, the 11th of April 2021. If you can hear birds singing in the background, so can I. I think they're a bit happy. The weather has cooled since we had a tropical storm overnight, which kept me awake a lot of the night, and so I'm pretty groggy this morning. But I shall attempt this Sudoku for you. Observe a Sudoku, of course, because it is Sunday. No Guardian published today. I noticed a story today of bees returning to Australia. A good news story. I'd love to be telling you good news stories every day. But people have been working hard on hollowing out some of the burnt tree trunks that happened after the horrific bushfires a couple of years ago, which devastated so much of the wildlife, and including habitats for bees in Australia there in 2019, 2020. And but a bit of human endeavor is encouraging. There are encouraging signs that bees are returning in pretty reasonable numbers, and so let's hope that continues and the ecosystem can return to more of normality, if there is such a thing for ecosystems. Right, let's attempt this puzzle now. I should explain that the observer does not give any rating on its Sudoku puzzle. If you are watching this video, I have probably printed up what level I believe it should be called in the title. But right now I have no idea, so I don't know if this is easy, medium, hard, or expert. Last week we really had a hard level puzzle where you needed a minimum of an X-wing to finish it, and so that was quite surprising. That today I have no idea. So let's see now, just if you're joining us, if you're a beginner, this is called Sudoku. This is a large grid of 81 squares, 9 by 9, in each of the columns there are 9 squares. You need to fill in numbers 1 to 9. There you can see 1, 2, 3, 4, that's 6. We're missing, well, we don't have 5 clearly, and 7, etc. So these are the 4 numbers that we have to get. The same thing for rows, and the same for each of these 9 boxes. I sometimes refer to them as segments, but that's just because that's what I prefer to call them. Okay, so how do we go about finding numbers? Do we guess? No, we don't guess because guessing is not fun. It's just hard work and really misses the whole point of the game. Game is about logic. So, for example, when we see this column here, which only has 3 numbers missing, actually, not too many numbers missing, got a lot of numbers already, we can notice that there is a 3 right next to this square here, which blocks this square from being a 3 because we can't have a 3 in this box again, right? Only 9 squares. This 3 here, which is not in this box but is in the same row as this square, means that a 3 can't appear here, right? So this 3 means a 3 can't appear here, and this 3 blocks this square from being a 3, and we don't yet have a 3 in this column, and so we found our first number of the morning because there's only 1 square left. So that's how we find numbers. We do things like that. We see that this 7 blocks these 3 squares down this column, right? And yet there is 1 square left, and so that's where our 7 goes. Now that we've got those 7s, we see the 7 blocks, just extend that down, if you will, to block these 2 squares here, and the 7 we just filled in blocks these 3 squares down here, and we don't yet have a 7 in this column, so we can fill in a 7 here. And that leaves us with just 1 number. So let's count through and see what it is. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We don't have a 6. We have 7, 8, 9. We don't have a 6. So that must be a 6 right there. And we've got our first column filled in. Excuse me. My voice, as I said, is probably going to be a bit groggy from lack of sleep today. 7 across this row here, 7 across this row here. So blocked, if you imagine blocked, looking at this target over here, blocked over here, blocked. And we have 7 in this column, so 7 has to appear there. I'm not following a kind of pattern of going through now. Many people will play Sudoku in a very methodical way, and that's their right. For me, I tend to just like look down and see the numbers jump up at me. There's a 3 blocking this column here, 3 blocking this row, 3 blocking this row, and so there has to be a 3 over there. Now we've got 1 blocking this row, 1 blocking this row, and so a 1 can come in here. Hope you're following this. If you're new to this, if you've just started and today's your first day of Sudoku, welcome. It's a lifelong addiction, possibly, but it is fun. But if it's tricky because it's going a bit fast, remember you're watching a video, so just stop and play it back again. There is an 8 blocking this square here, so it means an 8 will appear either here or here, right? Now, can we tell? Yeah, actually we can. So, okay, let's do a bit of thinking ahead. So, 8 can't appear. We don't yet have an 8 in this segment here, right? That means that 8 has to appear either here or here or here. Now, we can't exactly tell where it goes yet, but we know it's got to be one of those squares. So when it goes in, it will eventually block that square there, won't it? And this 8 will block this square here, and so there's only one place left up there where an 8 can go. And when we extend that 8 across, looking at this, targeting this first block here, block number 1, if you want to number them, we have 8 blocking here, 8 blocking here, and 8 blocking here, leaving us with just one location where we can fill in number 8. Now we see an 8 in this column, 8 in this column, and so only one space to fill in an 8 here. So you see that when you fill in numbers yourself, you are creating more opportunities for yourself. You're also reducing the number of squares, sometimes called cells, available for you to place numbers. You might think, oh, that's clearly a linear thing, so that like this will just continue until the end. But I'm afraid, no, dear viewer, that's not what happens. In more difficult level puzzles, you could do the easy ones like that to a certain extent, and then you will get stuck. Okay, let's have 3 along this row, 3 along this row, 3 down this column. So that's the only place a 3 can go there. Okay, this column does not have an 8 yet. You agree? 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, right? We don't have an 8, but we do have an 8 in this box already. So that means it can't come again. So these 2 squares are blocked. That's one way of looking at it. Another way of looking at it is that we have 8s filled in already. So 8 blocks here or 8 blocks here. Whichever way you look at it, either of those 2 ways, 8 cannot come in either of these 2 squares here. So when we continue this column down, that leaves just 2 possible places to put an 8. But guess what? We have an intersecting 8 here. And so 8 just has to go there. Okay, now we'll take the same column and see which numbers are missing. Now I think actually it's 5, 7, and 9. I do believe it's 5, 7, and 9 that's missing. 1, 2, 3, 4. We don't have 5, 6. We don't have 7. We have 8. So 5, 7, and 9 are missing. And along this row here, you can see 5 and 7 in both of them in the same row. And this row intersects with this column, right? So we have 3 numbers missing. We have 2 of those numbers intersecting the same square, and so meaning that it's band, excuse me, band number from here and from here. So it has to be the other number. So the third missing number was 9. So that's how we know a 9 goes there. 5 and 7 are the missing numbers here now, but we can't tell which is which just yet. So we'll leave that until later. Right, where to go next? Okay, there's a 1 in this row across here, 1 in this row across here. So in this target block here, blocked and blocked from this. This one blocks this one and this one. And there's a 1 in that column. I think you've seen it already because it's very close by, blocking down there. So 1 is here. When we continue that 1 down this column, this one down this column, and we see an intersecting 1 blocking there, so blocked, blocked, and blocked. There's just that 1 square left. Put a 1. That is all of the digit 1s completed already, so we don't have to care about our number 1s anymore. Okay, this column here does not yet have a 7, right? We don't have many numbers. We only have 1, 3, 8, 5. So we clearly don't have a 7 in this column. But there is a 7 here in this box, meaning that it cannot appear again in this box. So this square and this square clearly can't be 7. Now you see very close by to this square here, there is also a 7. So that means 7 can't appear here. So we already know that no 7 can be here or here or here. So we're looking down here into this bottom segment now, and we see a 7 quite close by blocking that square there. So that's the only place now where a 7 can appear. Okay, here's a slightly, I hope this one will make sense to you, but alright, there's a 5 blocking here, right, these two squares. This 5 blocks these two squares here. This 5 blocks here, but it's not what I want to worry about at the moment. So 5 will appear somewhere in this column here, right? Right, because it's blocking here, so 5 will appear. And when it does, it will block that square there, okay? So no 5 can appear here. That will leave us with 3 possible spaces for 5. The missing numbers here are, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 7, right? We need to fit 5 and 7 up here, like so. No, I'm gonna cancel that thought. All right. I was going to say I believe that's exclusive. That has to be a 5 because 5 is blocked here, and we need a 5 in this row here. We need a 5 along here. I think it is, but I'm going to leave it for now. My logic. I believe that's the logical conclusion there. But actually, to be honest with you, I'm really tired this morning, and I'm not sure. I don't want to make a mistake because I don't fancy doing this again. So I shall leave it. But I'm pretty sure that is going to be a 5, and that's going to be a 7. We'll see, though, later on. Where am I? Okay, so we have 2 blocking here and 2 blocking along here. So there's only that square there where a 2 can go. There's 4 blocks along here, these 2 squares here, and that will leave us with 2 places here where a 4 can go. So eventually it will block up here, right? These 2 squares will be blocked by the 4 that we place here or here. There's a 4 along here blocking that square there. So that's the only place where a 4 can go now. Well, after a fairly rapid start, I'm slowing down a little bit now, but I believe there's still a lot of good numbers to find. Okay, so three numbers missing here are 5, 3, and 6, right? 1, 2, we don't have 3, 4, we don't have 5, we don't have 6. But 3 and 5 are attached, can see this same square, right? So 3 blocks here and 5 blocks here. So again, when we've got three numbers and we can see two of them hitting the same square, it has to be the third number. And the third number is 6. So we'll fill that in right now. And that will, I think, kind of finish the puzzle here. I'm not sure, but 6 blocks here, 6 blocks here. So 6 goes down here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's 8. We don't yet have an 8 here, so 8 blocks here, like so. The last number in this segment is 9. Okay. Missing number here has to be 8 because we have 8 blocking along here, 8 blocking along here. This is our 8. This has got to be a 3, hasn't it? Oh no. Yeah, okay, so 3 blocking along here, 3 blocking up here. So that's our 3. Okay. Missing numbers at the end of this row are 5 and 9, but we have a 9 in this box already, meaning that can't be a 9 because we have one here. So that's got to be a 9. That's got to be our 5. The last number here is 3. What's missing? Let's see. Down here, 1, 2. Okay, I'm sure I'm missing something completely obvious here. What am I not seeing? Something clear. I know it. How weird. I know that there's something still, there has to be something around here that's still pretty easy. Well, I do believe there's something that I'm just not seeing. But to save time, I'm going to just help by filling in candidates. I think there's got to be something. I know that there is, I just know it, I just can't grasp it. Okay, let's see what let's just get a grip on this. 2 is blocking down here, so 2 has got to appear either here or here. And 2 has got to appear either here or here. Okay, there we go. Right, so in case you missed that, so this 2 blocks these 2 squares here, right, giving us a 2 in one of these spaces here. And it blocks along, so this square is now blocked. So 2 has to appear either here or here, right, like that. And when it does, when we think about this segment here, these 2's block over here, these 2's block over here, this 2 blocks down here, and so that's the only space 2 can go now. Missing 4 and 5 up there. Actually, maybe this puzzle is slightly more sophisticated than I imagined. Okay, let's go on and do some candidate filling then, because I wasn't quite expecting this, I must admit. Mind you, last week, as I say, we did have a difficult puzzle from the Observer, and it was just such an unusual event that I took it as a one-off, but maybe they've got something good lined up for us here, and I just haven't woken up enough to see it properly. This 9 blocks these 2 squares, this 9 blocks along here, and so 9 is a pair here and here. As I said, this is 5 and 7. I'm absolutely convinced that this has to be 5. In fact, I know it is, and I should have done that earlier on. This has to be 5. My logic was correct, okay, because look, this square is blocked here, which means 5 cannot appear in this row, okay, but we need a 5 in this column here, but we've got 5 here or here or here or here, so we've got 4 5s in 2 rows here, okay, so the 5 will have to be either here or here or here or here, and so that means that one of these 2 must be a 5, which will block that square there. I really should have just done that rather simple logic earlier on. Last number is 7. That's a 7 now, that's a 9. I should have trusted myself slightly more. I think that's it now for the puzzle. This 9 blocks this square, so we have 9 blocking down here, 9 blocking here, 9. And so 9 goes there, 4 is there. Last number, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's a 6, it's missing. 2 and 5 missing there. Anything? Not yet. But the 2 will block this square here. The eventual 2 that goes in there will block that square there, or you could just count through here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. So now 6 will block this square here, meaning that one of those 2 squares will be a 6 as well. So we can find the missing number. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's got to be a 5. And the missing number here is 9. I believe we don't yet have a 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's our 6. 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Still don't know yet. It's the same as those missing numbers up there. This one here now, 5 intersects here, so that's our 5. Last number here is 4. When we extend that 4 up, blocking these 2 squares here, and there's a 4 blocking this square here, so that's our 4. We decided this was either 6 or 2. There's a 2 blocking this square here, so that can't be a 2, that has to be a 2. That's our 6. The last number, of course, now is 6 there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's a 2. That 2 blocks this square here. Is a 2. That's a 5. That's a 5 now because this 5 blocks here. That's a 4 down here. 4 blocking. That's a 4. That's a 5. Not sure if it's an. Let's say easy or a medium level puzzle, but my own lack of confidence in my own memory about logic or understanding of logic really should have hit home to you. I mean, I did see it, but I just suddenly lost confidence in my thinking ability. But it's like these two squares were empty, but I knew that 5 couldn't appear in any of these other cells, meaning that a 5 would had to have appeared in this row, one of the two squares. There were 4 5s in 2 rows, so the 5 would had to have appeared in one of them, blocking that square and allowing us to place 5 there. I hope you understood the logic of that. Sorry for delaying on it when I could have done it much earlier. Alright, that's our Observer Sudoku for today. I hope you enjoyed it. Back with The Guardian tomorrow. Please subscribe to this channel. Please subscribe to any Sudoku channels you can find and promote the cause of Sudoku globally. That's it for today. I can go back to bed now and sleep some more, make up for some of my lost sleep. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.